Hello students, so this is a new chapter. We're learning right now shares and dividends. Okay, so almost this is third chapter has been it has been removed from the syllabus, but still very interesting. So I don't feel like I should skip this chapter. I feel like I should, or you all should enjoy this chapter along with me. Anyway, so and it will be going to be very useful for your personal life also. Even if they remove of this chapter from the syllabus, nothing to worry. You will have at least some piece of knowledge by which you can do the further studies of the shares and dividends. So this chapter is very basic in 10th standard level. Uh, a few restrictions. First of all, brokerage is not there added in this chapter. That's like fantastic part. Otherwise, the calculations of percentages, commissions and everything is headache. But it is not there. And number two, the fraction shares are not there. Matlab, whatever the number of shares you get over here, it's always a full number, whole number, or natural number. So that's like two simplest thing what we have to focus on here. I mean, there is no brokerage and no fraction shares. Okay. Now, by the way, what exactly shares and what exactly is dividend? These are absolutely new words for 10th standard level people, isn't it? And what exactly all these things? Probably after 4 to 5 classes, there will be 4 to 5 videos coming up one after each. So please watch all the videos and then enjoy this chapter. Otherwise, what will happen when you will try solving first 5 to 7 sums, now guys, you will not understand even single word what's happening around. I mean, oh my God, what is this? ये क्या है? Nominal value क्या है? Face value क्या है? Market value क्या है? नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स क्या होता है, ये एफ क्या है, ये यील्ड क्या है, ये रेट ऑफ रिटर्न क्या है, ये रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट क्या है, ऐसे सब रेट ऑफ डिविडेंड क्या है, ये सब न्यू वर्ड्स है, isn't it? So don't worry guys, have patience. After solving say 7 to 8 sums, you will actually start getting the grip on the chapter. Once you'll reach towards 15 to 16 sums, you will start enjoying it. And once you'll complete say 30-35 sum solving, you would be full flat this chapter. Matlab, any sums of this chapter you will be able to do. Very simple chapter one, 4 markers or 3 marker question can be expected in the paper. Its maximum capacity is just 3 to 4 marks. Only one exercise, and on an average, 30 to 40 sums are good enough to get the confidence on this chapter. So 30 to 40 sums is good enough. If you practice this much, once revision, and it's done. थोड़ा शुरुआत में थोड़ा सा tricky लगेगा, but don't worry. So what are these formulas, or what is this shares? Let's understand first of all. So I'm explaining what exactly shares. So now suppose there is Mr. X or Mr. A. Okay, he want to start, let's say, any business. Okay, and for that he requires say 1 CR. Okay, 1 crore fund. Of course, he requires so many stuff like place, water, electricity, these infrastructure, workers, and blah 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 blah, all that things. And one good idea by which he will start the business and he'll earn a lot of money and blah 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 blah. Okay. Now we are not interested in that business part. We are only interested in the funding. Okay. Now this 1 CR is called as basically, okay, 1 CR is called as you know the total capital, or else it is also called as capital. So he required this 1 CR capital to start the business, isn't it? Now this 1 crore, if he has to manage, he has two options. He has to suppose to self fund it, or else he has to go to the bank, or else he has to go to he has to go to the public, and he can arrange this fund, isn't it? Now obviously when he'll try with himself, there is a risk. Suppose अगर कल को ये business drop down हो जाता है, ये idea flop हो जाते हैं, his whole money 1 CR, he will become like a big loss. So this is like not really good idea, like self funding. So he will not take that 1 CR risk. I mean, I feel that's a big risk. Okay. Now second chance is like he'll go to the bank and he'll ask for that loan. He like, "Bhai, mujhe 1 crore ka loan de do, and I want to start this and that business, and probably that will work, and I'll return your money." But bank people will ask so many things: certification, this and that, and income proof, and this, how you'll repay it, how, what if the business goes in loss. It's like a lot of difficulties. So maybe the bank will also not probably give him that money. Then the third option is go to the public. Okay. When he is going to the public, when he is asking the money to the public, now for public, how simple it is. Look at this. Now they will divide this 1 crore into, say, in 1 crore parts. So numbers are 1 crore. Suppose अगर 1 crore parts में divide कर दिया, so what will be the value of each share, or uh, value of one part? What will be the value of 1 crore divided by 1 crore? 1 crore divided by 1 crore. The value becomes 1. So the face value of each share becomes rupees 1. So 1 crore is the number of shares. 1 crore is number of shares. Number of shares. One second. So 1 crore is like the number of shares. Just convert this number of shares. So if there are 1 crore shares, then face value of each share become rupee 1. Okay. Many people are saying, sir, what was that? Okay, no worries. If you did not understood, see, suppose I have to arrange 1 CR rupees, and I'll divide that 1 crore into 1 crore pieces. Okay, so what will be the value of one piece? That will be rupee 1. So that is the actual value of the share. Okay, how many shares are available with the company? 1 crore. And what will be the value of each share? Rupees 1. I hope now it's pretty clear. That's nice. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the number of shares and what is the face value. Now this 1 crore, okay, they can divide this into, okay, 1 crore can be written as in the figure like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, these are hundreds and lakhs and crores. Okay. I hope you understood this. Now see, suppose if we'll make that into 10 lakh pieces, 10 lakhs. So one, okay, 10 lakhs would be over here. So if I divide 1 crore by 10 lakhs, it will be left with face value of each share would be 10 rupees, isn't it? 1 crore, if you divide it into 10 lakhs, okay, 10 lakhs into 10, if you do, you're going to get 1 crore, isn't it? Simple. So if you divide that 1 crore by 10 lakhs, you're going to get 10, isn't it? You're going to get 10. So the value of each share will become uh, 10 rupees. If we divide this 1 crore into 1 lakh pieces, 1 lakh pieces, okay, so what is the face value of each share? Rupees 100. I hope you understood. The bigger the size of the share, the face value would be, okay. If the less number of the shares, then the bigger the face value, kind of like that. Okay. So generally they divide like this. They'll divide 1 crore into 1 crore, so the face value will be rupee 1. Now say suppose like there is Mr. B. Now he wants to buy from A some shares, and now he want to just buy, say 5,000 shares. So how much money he has to pay? Uh, Rupees 1 into 5,000. That will be 5,000, isn't it? So it is that simple. So that's the reason generally they prefer this way, this example. You understood? So if there are 1 crore pieces, face value would be rupees 1. If there are 10 lakhs pieces, face value would be rupees 10. If there are 1 lakh pieces, then face value would be rupees 100. Now many people don't understand, sir, what exactly is shares? By the way, share is nothing but it's just a kind of certificate where they, this 1 crore would be numbered, like say in a sequence, 1 to 1 CR. And now, say, suppose Mr. B is buying the shares. Okay, Mr. B is buying the shares. Then on his certificate, it will be mentioned like this way: of so and so company, of so and so number of shares belongs to this Mr. B, who is staying here and there. and the face value is so and so, and the dividend rate of interest would be so and so. That's it. उसको बोलते हैं शेयर सर्टिफिकेट. It's very simple, guys. Very simple. Okay. So that way, I hope you understood what is the number of shares, and I hope you understood what is the face value. And number of shares are denoted with the small alphabet n, and the face value is denoted with FV. Some people call it nominal value also. Okay, some people call it nominal value also. Okay, nominal value. I hope you understood. Now understand. ये था स्टोरी का पार्ट वन. By now, Mr. A, let's imagine करते हैं कि like he sold his 1 CR shares. He sold out all the 1 CR shares. Now how much fund he will be available? Because the face value was rupees 1, and he sold all 1 CR shares. So he will be having, of course, 1 CR fund. Now he can do his start running his business, and then he'll explore his ideas, and probably he'll do a lot of sales and marketings and blah blah blah. He'll run his idea. Okay. Now what is going to happen? Now this Mr. B, say suppose he purchased 5,000 shares, and the face value was say rupees 1. So what will be his investment? His investment. His investment would be n into FV. N into FV. So that will be 5,000 into 1, isn't it? So simply rupees 5,000. So this is called as investment. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now, why someone will buy these shares? Why someone will buy these shares? Or why public will buy these shares from Mr. A or company A shares? So there has to be attractive rate of interest. There has to be attractive rate of interest, and that is called as uh, dividend rate, or that is called as dividend rate, or it is also called as dividend. Okay. Now, what is this dividend rate of interest? Say it would be generally denoted as D%. Okay, it is generally denoted as D%. Now they will say, okay, we have this and that idea, and we're going to get 15% rate of return. Obviously, when someone is investing their money into the bank, they're going to get say a 5% or 6% rate of return. But when they are going and investing their money in the share market and all, they're going to get the rate of return as 13%, 15%, 23%, something like that. So obviously the rate of return is higher. Equally, the risk is also high, but still prefer people. They are ready with the risk, and then they invest into the shares, and sometimes or most of the times earn huge profit. Okay, so what is this dividend percent? Dividend percent is what the extra money they give you on the face value. Dividend percent. So how to calculate the dividend? Dividend का formula है. So this is our first formula. Dividend का formula है D% upon 100 into n into FV. Please write it down, these guys. So this is our first formula. Dividend is equals to D% upon 100 into n into FV. And this is also we've learned investment is equal to n into FV. But there are more formulas for the number of shares, or more formulas for the investment. So for time being, we are naming this as the first formula. Dividend is equal to D% upon 100 into n into FV. Now it's time to move furthermore. Now what happens, imagine करते हैं कि like company has already started, and company has started making the profits or the loss, or they are not making anything. And on the depending on the situation, there will be something called as market value. Now this market value has three concepts. Okay, the market value has three concepts. Something is called as at par, and something is called as at a premium, and something is called as below par. Okay, or at discount. Okay, guys. Now this person is investing his invested the money, and now after 6 months or after certain period, or there is something called as locking period. So after that locking period, what happened? Okay, that he does not want to continue that company, or he want to sell these shares. Now, earlier when people were buying the shares, they bought it, say, from the company. By the way, you cannot buy any shares from the company. You have to go to the broker, and broker have all that. They buy and you know do the transactions in the real life. But right now we are understanding. Okay, someone is buying from company. Okay, from company A, and now that a company has sold out all the shares, now company does not have any shares, isn't it? Now suppose someone want that Mr. B want, or Mr. C want to buy the shares, but now C went to the A, and then he asked, okay, when C went to A, A said, "Oh, we don't have any shares." But yeah, Mr. B wants to sell some shares because he has say around 5,000 shares, but he don't want to continue this with 5,000 shares. So the C will go to Mr. B. C will go to Mr. B and he will ask, okay, Mr. B, hello, how are you? I want, say, around 3,000 shares or 5,000 shares. So, would you be interested? Now, he will say, yes, I'm interested, but now I'll sell it with market value. Why market value के साथ वो share करेगा? Obviously, by the time the company must have made certain kind of graph. Either it would be at profit, or it won't be at, or it would be at a loss, or it would be at par. Are you getting it? So this is when premium price पे कभी जाएंगे, when there would be a huge profit. Okay. Now this premium would be given in the two format. One would be direct, or second would be in the percentages. Same thing. The below par or at discount will also be given as direct, or it would be given as in the format of percentages. So let's say what was the value? Imagine करते हैं कि he has shares of face value rupee 1. Now they are saying, oh, we will take the example as, let's say, face value is rupees 100. Otherwise, you will not understand anything. Okay, face value is rupees 100. Now they are saying, 10 rupees discounted. What do you mean by 10 rupees discounted? 10 rupees discount. So if the 10 rupees is the discount on the face value 100, then what will be the market value? Market value will become 100 minus 10, which will become rupees 90. You understood? Or it will be 10 percentages discount. 10% discount. So it becomes, what will become? Market value will become 90% of 100, which will be again will become rupees 90. Did you understood? Since it is on 100, they are the same. But if it would have been on rupees 50 or something, the calculation would have been different, isn't it? Say if it is 50 minus 10, it will become 40. Okay, I'll just take another example. If face value is rupees 50, then, and if the 10 rupees is discount, okay, face value is 50 and discount is 10, then market value will become 50 minus 10 will become 40. If face value is 50 and 10% discount, so 10% of rupees 50 will become 5. So 50 minus 5 will become 45. Are you understanding? These are the two examples. I hope you got these two examples perfectly, isn't it? I'll just copy paste it a little down so that we can get the columns perfect. I hope you understood both these examples. Okay. So this was example number 1. And this was example number 2. So when the face value is 100, discount is 10, market value is 90. Or when the face value is 100 and the discount is 10%, so 90% of 100 will become 90. Same thing over here also you can do. If the face value is 50, discount is 10, market value will become 50 minus 10, that is 40. Or 50 minus discount is 10%. 10% of 5 will 10% of 50 will become 5 rupees. So 50 minus 5, 45 rupees. I hope you finished writing here, isn't it? Okay, now the next case. What is at par? I hope you understood at discount or at below par means what. Don't worry, these are just the concept, guys. When we'll do actual sums, you'll understand. These words will play a very important role, and they are like word problem type of sums. So if you'll not understand this word, you won't be able to crack the sums. So that's the reason I'm giving you that number. So over here, the face value is same as the market value. If the face value is 100, market value is also 100. If the face value is 50, even the market value will become 50. So if face value is 100, market value will also become rupees 100, isn't it? Okay, that's example number one. Example number two, if face value is 50, then market value is also 50. I hope you have got this, because it is at par. No profit, no loss. Okay, now the next part will be when it is at a premium. What do you mean by at premium? At premium means obviously it's with the profit. So what will happen with the face value and premium or profit and then market value? If face value is 100 and the profit is 10 rupees or the premium is 10 rupees, then the market value will become 100 plus 10. It will become 110 rupees. I hope you understood. If face value is 50 and 10% premium, 10% premium matlab 10% premium. 10% premium, so 10% of 50 will become 10% of premium will be 10% of 50 will become 5 rupees. So that will become 55 rupees. I hope you understood. So when the face value is 50 and the premium is rupees 5, the market value will become rupees 55. I hope you copy pasted this.